Red Bull was in mourning last weekend following the death of the brand's billionaire co-owner Dietrich Mateschitz, aged 78. Mateschitz, who adapted the now ubiquitous energy drink for European tastes from the original Thai product, had a monumental influence on F1, originally as a sponsor to Sauber, before buying Jaguar and then Minardi to form Red Bull Racing and AlphaTauri, with Mateschitz's brand expanding well beyond the grid as a symbol of vitality and youth. Over the years, Red Bull has brought numerous drivers to F1, including 8 of the 20 pilots on the current grid, who were most often developed via its junior team, the gold standard in the sport. Williams says that Logan Sargeant will drive for the squad next year, as long as he secures his F1 super license, with the American handed extra FP1s in Mexico and Abu Dhabi, and a seat in the postseason test. Sargeant, who is currently third in the F2 standings with 1 round to go, only needs 6th place for the credential, and says he's ready for F1 with his Austin FP1 behind him.
I think I am. I think, well, as I said, every step of the way, I've been doing everything I can to be ready for that moment.
McLaren has likely closed off plans for IndyCar star Colton Herta, with no future F1 tests in place for the American. Herta, a 7-time IndyCar race winner, looked set to switch codes from 2023, following huge interest in the paddock and his test with McLaren in July at Portugal's Portimao circuit. But McLaren has since moved on from Herta after the FIA denied him a super license based on his IndyCar career, with the team now focused on his rivals Pato O'Ward and Alex Palou. Colton did a fantastic job testing with us. We now are very happy with what we've seen out of Pato and Alex, and our plans from this moment is to continue testing Pato and Alex for the foreseeable future, said McLaren's Zach Brown. Lando Norris has revealed he held discussions with rival Red Bull prior to extending his current deal with McLaren until 2025, with the talented Brit stating he is always looking at what's best for his career. Norris has long been courted by Red Bull, with the energy drinks brand keen to place him at then Toro Rosso for his F1 debut in 2019. But the precocious racer stuck with McLaren, where he's remained, with Norris now in his 4th season with the Papaya squad. It's now up to McLaren to provide him with winning machinery. But while Norris says that his decision to stay proves his confidence in the team, it also shows he's not afraid to shop around. Although there were talks, I felt the McLaren was better for me to achieve my goals, he said. 7-time F1 world champion Sir Lewis Hamilton went from the garage to the runway in Austin, with the Brit in 2021's W12 taking on a Top Gun jet in a drag race at a local airfield. The face-off, which was set up by Mercedes sponsor IWC Schaffhausen, saw Hamilton take an early lead, but the fighter jet soon got up to speed, took off, and left him for donuts. Dutchman Nick de Vries has opened up on his rise to next year's F1 grid, stating that he used his sensational Italian Grand Prix debut last month to conquer and create an opportunity at AlphaTauri. De Vries scored points for Williams on debut at Monza, despite replacing Alex Albon last minute, but told F1's official podcast Beyond the Grid that while the phone just kept going in the race's aftermath, it was Red Bull's Dr. Helmut Marko who sealed the deal following a 2-day trip to Austria.
We had a great time together. We spent 2 days eating Austrian local food, talking about the future together. He has a good sense of humor, and we respected each other. And I think he appreciated me for being there, representing myself, and having the conversations with him directly.
De Vries joins AlphaTauri from next season on a multi-year deal, and it'll be something of a homecoming for him, having spent much of his karting career in Italy, while Italian is one of 4 languages he speaks.
just feels like a very welcoming and nice environment. So I really believe we can do great things together, but it will require a good winter preparation together to get on top of things.
Singapore's stunning Marina Bay circuit is set for a shake-up from 2023, with a local redevelopment forcing the Asian city-state to modify its track layout at least until 2026. The works, which are set to start from March next year, will see the float, which is used for Singapore's National Day celebrations, transformed into NS Square, a community and events venue. Located in the heart of Singapore, the Marina Bay Street Circuit will drop to 4.928 kilometers in total distance, with just 19 turns. The cars will now go straight on at what was turn 16 and connect with what was turn 19 to form a 397.9-meter back straight, a welcome relief for the drivers. Lap times are expected to drop by 20 seconds, with the track changes to be approved by the FIA's World Motorsport Council. China's place on the 2024 F1 calendar is in question, following President Xi Jinping's almost 2-hour address at the 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China in Beijing, at which he signaled that there was no immediate end to the nation's zero-COVID policy. China last hosted a Grand Prix in 2019, but it was approved for the 2024 calendar with expectations the country would open up. However, while Asian neighbors Japan and Singapore have thrown open their borders, China remains closed, with President Xi calling the nation's zero-COVID policy an all-out people's war to stop the spread of the virus amid fresh lockdowns and travel restrictions. China is currently scheduled as a standalone Round 4 on April 16, 2 weeks after Australia, to factor in quarantine demands. A decision date is predicated on sea freight deadlines. Porsche hasn't given up on joining F1 as a power unit supplier from 2026, with the FIA suggesting the German manufacturer is still in discussions with teams about a future partnership. Porsche was originally set to join top squad Red Bull, but a strategic non-alignment, which compromised the energy drinks brand's independence, scuppered the deal, forcing it to look elsewhere. Porsche's parent company, Volkswagen Group, is keen to see 2 of its brands in F1, with stablemate Audi well ahead in terms of its 2026 plans, having announced its entrance in Belgium.
F1 did change the rules in a way that we can enter with a very high electric part of the powertrain with renewable fuels, and Formula One have installed a cost cap that makes it very attractive for us to enter now.
It's not known which squads Porsche is in discussions with, but Williams would be a top option, with its Mercedes power unit deal ending in 2025, and team boss Jost Capito, a former VW Motorsport boss. 1978 world champion Mario Andretti says he will be forever indebted to McLaren Racing CEO Zak Brown, following his runs in the squad's 2013 car, the MP428, at Laguna Seca and Austin. Andretti, 82, returned to an F1 cockpit at Laguna Seca earlier this month, following a promise Brown made to him in Miami in May, with laps in the car at the Velocity Invitational event to prepare for last weekend's United States round in Austin. Andretti was overjoyed with his chance to drive a modern F1 car and his first time in a McLaren 4 decades after his last Grand Prix.
It's a big thing for me, and I know what it takes, to just, make something like this available. And, I'll be indebted to Zak forever.
Haas says it will finally be able to fight for podiums in the next few years, following news in Austin that the American squad had signed a new multi-year title sponsorship deal with US-based cash transfer firm MoneyGram that will enable it to operate at the budget cap. The title partner deal, which will begin from 2023, will naturally influence the next car's livery, with team boss Gunther Steiner stating it will take the squad to the next level in terms of performance. With this deal, I think we make the step that in the next few years we can fight for podiums. I'm not promising it for next year because we just came back from 2 years which were very bad for us, he said. It's hoped that MoneyGram will provide a far more stable platform for the hard-working American team, which has suffered controversies with both of its former title partners, Uralkali and Rich Energy. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.